How's it going, everybody? And welcome to the Liberty Bowl. It is, of course, Live Stream Friday. As we do every Friday, we come together here, we smoke a little bit of herb, talk about the latest news, cultural topics, just basically stuff going down in the fall of Western civilization as we know it. Joining with me, as always, is my co-host, Liberty Swine. How are you doing today? How are you doing this week? I guess. How you been?
Damn fine, man. I got a little break from the heat, and it's my lady and I's 10th anniversary, bro.
Oh yeah,
Whoa, whoa.
congratulations!
Thank
And
you,
then
thank
here you are. So anybody in that chat, make sure you guys drop a like or something. I don't know.
you.
Tell them congratulations in the chat, whatever. But yeah. So we got quite a bit of a plethora of topics tonight. You know, everything from the Middle East to Joe Biden trying to reform the SCOTUS, even though he's completely incompetent and can't run an election. But either way, that's besides the point. We got is Kamala even black? Apparently now she is. Apparently that's her new claim to election fame, right? And Donald Trump called her out on it, basically at an event that she was supposed to be attending as well for black reporters, right? Because segregation's in again. Carrie Lake wins the primary for a Senate race here in Arizona. Act Blue is in like a FEC money laundering scheme where they're basically setting up donations to people that don't even know that they donated in the sum of hundreds of thousands of dollars a day. Yeah. Google censoring a Trump assassination, of course, just weeks before, or just months before the election, because what else does big tech do? Let's see, economic crash apparently imminent, as the stock market took a major plunge today, is not seen since the 2020 COVID plunge. Right. A whole lot of stuff going on, man. We got more than that too, but I mean that's just the icing on the cake. Yeah, definitely a very eventful week. And I guess kind of starting out the week, we had the assassination of one of Hamas's political leaders deep within Iran's territory by Israel. Of course, this has sparked a whole powder keg of stuff going on in the Middle East. Everyone's just kind of sitting around waiting to watch what's going to happen. Our Secretary of Defense, Lloyd Austin, has basically ramped up our presence within the Mediterranean there in the Middle East. We're starting to evacuate diplomats out of there. It's looking pretty intense. I also saw a video. The Jordanian government, just on the other side of the Jordan River, is in support of Israel, apparently, while meanwhile the citizens are out in the streets protesting. Very odd situation that we have going on in the Middle East. I mean, it's always kind of been the case out there, but more than usual. And what's your take on everything going on? World War III or what?
East, I mean, right now it's pretty regional. You know what I'm saying? But who knows what it's going to spiral into, especially with Lloyd Austin announcing, a yet to be determined amount of troop movement into the area, to up the ante, which obviously tells you boots are going to be on the ground shortly. And at that same time, they're making deals with Russia. It seems to try to wind that down as Zelensky starts to backpedal. So they got to move, the war machine into a new, or a full focused effort. While also rumors on the street is they're getting ready for China. You know what I'm saying? They're focusing their vision over in Asia to basically get ready for the invasion of Taiwan. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a never ending situation until you get some men around to run things that fucking can at minimum do enough saber rattling to shut some shit down. I mean, not to mention negotiations are the deal, right? But and it's not just Trump. It's not just here in America. I mean, obviously other countries got to make some moves, but I myself am absolutely sick of seeing my tax dollars be blown in other countries on murdering fucking children and brown people.
Right.
That's my opinion.
I mean, we're about to be facing down the barrel of a war on three fronts, and every single person that is of any sort of productive value here in the United States is on the front lines, economically, of course, as we have been for the past several years, pretty much the entire Biden administration, right? So yeah, it's just all that really means is more money, more fucking dollars, more printer go burr, right? So that's really all that means. Of course, I mean, there's a good possibility that it could end up having like a domino effect. Of course, alliances are very, very strange in the Middle East, from Turkey being a NATO country, but at the same time, aligned with a lot of these other, Muslim countries that are, I mean, again, a whole mess down there in the Middle East. But yeah, we're going to be fitting the bill for all of it. So, meanwhile, in the middle of an economic crash.
Right. 35 trillion. We just hit 35 trillion in debt, right? And what S&P lost, what was it? 700 points, 500 points, I can't remember. Just today,
Yeah.
basically a little over 2 trillion in fucking worth. So your retirement, of course. Yeah. So you got that going for you. Unemployment, ticking up, while employment numbers absolutely fucking abysmal. And they just keep signing you up for to fund new fucking war expenditures. And we haven't learned from previous tussles, especially in the Middle East. There, we keep equipping ourselves to fight countries like China, Russia, shit like that. We're expending billions of dollars in weapons while they're using homemade fucking water pipe fucking bombs and
Right.
few $100 drones or what have you. And even the Iron Dome, that's great, but it can't shoot down 1,000 drones.
Yep. Yeah, fucking meanwhile, they're over there trading the food that we're sending as fucking humanitarian aid, right? To go ahead and fund the parts for all of these improvised explosives, improvised missiles, even different weaponry and stuff like that. So I mean, essentially, we've been funding both sides from the very beginning of this, and that's really kind of the way that it goes with all the conflicts that we have throughout the world. Of course, we import a lot from China. We also, China also buys a lot of our debt. So I mean, there's that. And then in terms of Russia, I mean, all of our sanctions on Russia fucking skyrocketed their fucking economy. Like the fucking Russian rubles taken off since fucking this war started because of the fact that we tried imposing sanctions, because that whole fucking petrodollar fucking power that we've been trying to wield and shit like that for so long, it finally got to somebody calling our bluff, and worked out fucking great for them. So really, we're funding all sides of every fucking war over here. So I mean,
you gotta throw in that Joe Biden buying Russian oil after the sanctions through third party, which is India, and to give to Ukraine. So, fuck it. You know what I mean? And Russia's charging a premium, or whether that's Russia or India, they're charging a premium. I mean, we're talking about $12 a gallon. So,
right,
good deal. Yeah. Good deals.
Let's go, Brandon.
Yeah.
All right, let's go camels now. I mean, apparently, I don't know. So I mean, there's also fucking what was it, the prisoner swap? The prisoner swap, which of course we don't know shit about. All we know is there's a prisoner swap for the Wall Street Journal, right? The reporter, what is it, like Gershkovich or something like that?
Yeah, like a Russian name.
Yeah, very, very very Russian name. So he was accused of being a United States spy. I'm not sure what he got sentenced to. Of course, the whole thing with all this is not like it's a big shock that an American citizen got jailed in Russia being accused of being a spy or anything like that. The big thing about it is he's been there for years, right? Same with the other person. Was it? It's something Warren. So I believe the last name is Warren, right?
Whelan. It's Whelan.
Whelan. Something with a W.
And he's actually fucking Marine, and he got left there in lieu of fucking Brittany Griner back in the Merchant of Death trade.
Right. So that's the whole thing. That's the whole fucking big controversy about it. The Biden administration is over here patting themselves on the back. Like, this was the greatest trade that ever could have been made. Like, it's the I don't know, fucking one of the largest prisoner swaps since I don't remember when, back in the day.
Both multiple countries. Yeah.
Right. But yeah, the entire time, like I said, they've been in there for years. Meanwhile, Brittany Griner was in there for a couple months, and she actually fucking broke the law. She brought fucking cannabis products, over to Russia, which of course we're very pro cannabis on this show, but obviously you have to understand that that's in America. It's not like you could just fucking go to any goddamn country you want. Like, actually, I'm an American. That's not how it works. Like,
you know how we do.
right? That's not a thing, man. So obviously she was rightfully jailed. Obviously the sentence imposed, what was it, like 10 fucking years, something like that.
Something
Right,
ridiculous,
something outrageous. Obviously outrageous, because that's what they do. That's how they incentivize this whole negotiating with terrorists, which we don't do unless they're very powerful and wealthy terrorists. Then we'll think about it. We'll call it diplomatic, I don't know, bullshit.
Unless we're in a proxy war against them, then it's really doing it. And the fact
right.
that we got 4 people back, but 3 of them are fucking Russian. I mean, did we really? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, pretty much. We just freed a whole bunch of Russians because we just basically traded them back more Russians for exchange for imprisoned Russians that they had. So
I think it was really to get, what the hell is his name, man? Fucking Paul Whelan. And I think it was to get him back to kind of save face for the legacy of the Biden admin, because,
right.
Look, we're still talking shit on the fact that they brought Brittany Griner home instead of him. So, that so far it seems like that's what Biden's going to do, is a series of trying to save face over the next couple months, man.
Yeah. Yep. Especially as we try and get him the fuck out of there. Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
But
obviously,
you don't want him out of there because you don't want fucking, camel toes to have incumbency. You know what I mean?
true.
Not to mention all the Trump merch would be fucking worthless, dude. It all says 47.
Right. Touche. But yeah, you just don't want them to cause too much damage, right? Of course, I saw a headline today. Fucking Hunter Biden scheduled to be sentenced. Was it like 5 days after the election? Yeah. So
Commutation's coming for that guy. I'm sure, man. That'll be Biden's leading act.
Yep. So that's get your fucking son. Get the fuck out of here. Shit, dude, go make a fucking ass out of yourself. The only thing we don't want you to do is anything of fucking consequence to the United States. And so, of course, this fucking dipshit is over here trying to fucking say, "Oh, I'm gonna reform that extremisms and scotisms and yeah." No, fuck off with that. So obviously this is dead on arrival. But Joe Biden is over here trying to say that he's going to impose a code of ethics on the Supreme Court. He's also going to impose term limits, which, of course, as everybody knows, Supreme Court is a lifelong position, so there's not necessarily term limits on that. And I forget what else it was. I think he wants to expand it. Again.
Yeah, of course, he wants to make it to where not only is there term limits of 18 years, but that every president puts in 2 new fucking judges. So it's just basically like an ever fucking expanding court. I mean, anything to make a mockery of it. And of course, not only were they not singing this tune for decades when the court had a liberal tinge, but even now, I could see them using this until they get the composition that they like, and then, well, we really don't need the term limits after all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's the way they work, man. But obviously, like we said, this thing's dead on arrival. I just find it absolutely hilarious that the man will admit that he's not fit to run for president. So he's gonna step aside and for the sake of democracy. Definitely not because he has dementia, even though the liberal media was even screaming that he's got dementia, he's got to go, Joe's got to go, Joe's got to go. All right. But he's still of sound enough mind to go ahead and completely reform an entirely separate but equal branch of the government. Still of sound mind enough to do that, right? Yeah, definitely not. So, of course, in order to make these types of changes, what do you need? Fucking 2/3 of both chambers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, not happening, right? But it's still just hilarious to watch him try and, oh yeah, we're gonna get this done and that. Sit the fuck down, old man. Go back to your goddamn basement, eat some more fucking ice cream, and go diddle some more kids from fucking Epstein Island, man.
Yeah, and what's fucked up is they've actually been talking about this since Obama was in office, and they just keep ramping up the rhetoric through the years. And you can guarantee that even though this is going to fail, it will not be the last time you fucking hear about it. If
Right.
these cats are anything, they're pretty sturdy on fucking pushing through corruption, right? But it's laughable simply because the legislature that would be voting on this refuses to even take up term limits as a vote on the floor. You know what I mean? You've had several congressmen and senators try to introduce, a bill for term limits for, the legislature. Like I said, they won't even bring it up for a vote.
Yeah. Right. Of course not. Why would they ever do that?
Right.
Yeah. But yeah. So I mean, like I said, there's obviously, like I say, that's laughable, but there is still, executive, orders. There's still plenty that he can do, and that obviously most presidents try to do when they know that it's their last, 6 months that they're going to be in power. So expect Joe Biden to try and do some wild and wacky shit. And let's just hope that our Supreme Court shoots that shit down, or I don't know. Let's just hope he doesn't cause too much damage before, he gets the fuck up out of here and back to the old fucking Shady Acres nursing home.
Yeah,
Really,
and let's get
really
him out of here
shady.
because I read some fucking horrifying little tidbit earlier that's saying supposedly Samuel Alito is considering retiring, and fuck, you better not. You better not while these guys are around, man. Or fucking if Camel Toes ends up worming the way in there, that'd be the last thing we fucking need because that's going to be the only thing that's going to save you in the least. Not that any government entity is going to save you, but that's the only one we have that's remotely functioning at any kind of regularity.
Right. Yeah, that's the only one that's going to keep you. That's the only reason that we're not to the point of saying we have no choice, brothers. Let's go. That's
Yeah.
that's what's it's saving you in that sense. But yeah, you definitely. I mean, corruption runs fucking rampant in this place. I mean, really, like I said, it's where even if it is, we still have this stuff in place. We're still fighting on our backs right now. We're still fucking, pretty much at the edge of a cliff. It's we're trying to hold on for dear life before they fucking start stepping on our fingers, and don't worry, those fingers are gonna hold. Like, like fuck it, dude. Everything else is fucking gone already. Like everything's pretty shitty. Down to the economy. Of course, that's we'll be talking about that in a minute, but it's corruption, corruption, fucking just running rampant in this place. Of
Yeah, but
course,
on the upside of that, though, with the previous ruling of presidential immunity, like you see Judge Tanya Chukin's fucking ruling against Trump denying presidential immunity has been vacated.
right.
And they've even awarded Trump that he's going to recover like $3,200. I'm sure that guy keeps that in his pocket. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, fucking donate it to fucking, I don't know, Act Blue, just as a fuck you.
And what's crazy is you're not hearing the left melt down over it because it was a fucking circuit court of appeals that vacated it, and they're pretty stacked left wise, so they can't re out.
Yep. Shit. Fucking did you see the James O'Keefe stuff with Act Blue?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, let's go ahead and
With the
check.
cat, the head of the DNC there in DC, is that one when he's talking to him and he's telling him nobody likes camel and shit?
Let me see. Oh, if this will even open. 1 second, I gotta refresh.
Yeah.
All right, try this again. Good old Rumble Live. I'm getting used to the kinks though. I'm figuring it all out and shit. See, and there we go. Now we could fucking watch some vidges and shit. All right. It's always something with Rumble Live, but ultimately it's like Restream, but not having to pay money for it. Yeah, It's Rumble,
Right.
right?
It fucks up even when you're watching it though. Like now that they've
Oh, yeah.
created their premium fucking option, remember it used to play in the background all the time. Now you play it in the background and it wants to stop. You open it back up and it fucking restarts the video and shit. Like what the fuck, man?
Yeah, I swear every single day for about the hour of between 12 and 12:30, it shuts off for me every single fucking day. Like it doesn't matter. Like I'll be listening to something for like an hour and a half, just have it playing in the background and shit. If it's within the noon hour, it's just gonna cut off and it won't fucking load anything. Like I don't know why it does that all the damn time, every single day. But yet I still still watch Rumble every single day. All right. So James O'Keefe, Maryland women denies 1,000 plus donations to Act Blue. Oh my God. Uncovers fraud scheme. Cindy No of Annapolis, Maryland, allegedly contributed over 1,000 times to Act Blue in 2022, totaling $18,849.77. That means Cindy would have to have donated 3 times a day every day for the whole, I'm guessing, year. But let's go ahead and check this out real quick. It's only a minute video.
FEC data shows that some senior citizens across the U.S. have been donating thousands of times per year. Some of these individuals' names and addresses are attached to over $200,000 in contributions. We went and knocked on a few of their doors to corroborate the data that we received. We're wondering if these donors are victims of what appears to be a money laundering scheme. Cindy No of Annapolis, Maryland, who in the year 2022 allegedly contributed over 1,000 times to Act Blue, totaling $18,849.77. That means Cindy would have had to donate 3 times a day, every day for the whole year. My name's James O'Keefe, and we're doing a story on the number of people that have donated. You did donate to Act Blue, right?
Once in a while.
What about $18,850?
No, I don't think so.
You know people are using your address?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Good shit. Yeah, so
Right.
other ones where it keeps going. He's clipping it out because he wants you to sub, but
Let's see what other ones we got here. See if I can just find one real quick.
I don't remember giving hundreds of dollars to for those. I don't know what to do now because I don't know what to do. I should think that Act Blue would have been suspicious and gotten in touch with me.
Most interesting is that her giving goes from $15 to $5,000. In the past 2 years, that you gave 5,300 times. Does that number make sense?
5,300 times?
Yes.
How much is the money?
$86,708. Does
She
that
just
number make
really
sense to you?
Democrats, man.
$86,000.
Yeah.
She's really worried about democracy. That's all.
21 and 22, you think you gave over $30,000?
No. No. I don't give $200 or $150
Do you donate like every single day to Act Blue?
to Act Blue. No, because see, I'm a nurse
Right.
and I work with 6 days a week.
2 years, in 2021 and 22, you donated like 488 times?
488 times.
Yeah. Like every other day.
No.
What about in one day doing 11 times?
No.
You wouldn't.
No.
And how, when you donate, how much do you usually give them?
Like I don't give them. I give them $50. So that's my name on there.
Yeah.
Act
So
Blue.
813,
Mm-hmm.
11 donations in one day. Does that make sense?
No. See, the thing what I don't understand is that they call me, they send stuff to me, they're looking to see what I'm giving. And they hold that against me because they want to cut my whatever they call it, Medicare.
21 and 22, you think you gave over $30,000?
No. That's basically what it is.
And so what do you think of all of that?
All of these? No. I don't give $200 or $150. That's why I stopped
doing this? You
Yeah,
think,
no, I know.
you think that that's her doing that?
It could be, but I didn't know, I didn't realize it was that much.
Right? And you were saying you were not happy with how much it was.
The way you say this now, it seems to me that somebody must have been using.
I have a newfound respect for somebody who's doing a lot of good. I understand you don't not necessarily like it, but
Because we're not that rich.
in 2022 and 21 total, do you remember approximately how much you gave to Act Blue? You don't know.
I think something like about 30,000.
30,000?
I don't really know. It depends on what the issues were. Sometimes I gave $50, and sometimes I only gave $5. It depended on what it
Do you
was.
remember giving $2,000?
Hmm?
Do you remember giving $2,000?
No.
Oh boy.
Oh.
I found for you in the past 2 years that you gave 5,300 times. Does that number make sense?
5,300 times?
Yes.
How much is the money?
$86,708. Does that number make sense to you?
$86,000.
Yeah.
I bet you fucking Democrats probably spend a lot of damn time at nursing homes and shit.
Yeah, going door to door.
So
You know what I mean?
it's not only how they get their voters now. Apparently, that's how they get their donors too, right? Or at least their donor patsies, or I don't know, whatever you want to fucking call them. They're I don't know. I guess money laundering mules. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course the old cats start tripping, like using my account, yada yada. You know what I mean? Like they're not saying they stole money from you; they're saying they fucking stole your identity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
that's
Yep.
easy victims, dude. Low hanging fruit
Oh, yeah.
right there, bro. Pieces of shit.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's it goes all the way around, man. People take so much advantage of old people, especially with the whole digital age and everything. I mean, people out there that don't know, make sure you let your parents, your grandparents, whoever's out there, that might be elderly and shit. Make sure you let them know that if anybody calls saying that they're from like Amazon or something that you don't remember doing, call your grandson, call your son. Check with them first before you start giving out fucking numbers and shit. But yeah, obviously this is clearly a money laundering scheme. Where the money's coming from, don't know. But this is it's clearly corrupt. I'm pretty sure that you're not allowed to do that. And I'm pretty sure the whole reason that the people would be laundering money through these people is not necessarily like they're I mean, I don't know if they have to pay any sort of like tax, anything like that, or if there's I'm sure it probably messes with their financials through the IRS somehow, because of course they monitor you if you spend more than $600. I'm sure if you're spending $600 5,300 times a year to donations, they're probably going to look into that. So yeah.
I don't know though, man, because you've seen, like he's saying, well, in 2022 and 2023 it says, and he's reading this from 2024, and they have no knowledge of it. You think if
You're right,
involved
right,
in their taxes and shit,
it's because the 67,000 new employees haven't been trained yet, so they haven't started looking. They haven't started looking into these types of violations yet. They're still working on making sure the rich pay their fair share.
It's something crazy to look up. Anyone that's listening, whatever, between IRS employees, $50 million in unpaid tax liabilities between the employees, and they're coming after you for taxes.
Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just like Al Sharpton on TV. Like, rich need to pay their fair share. He doesn't even know what their share is, and he's in tax debt for a few $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck, man.
Right. Yep. Hypocrites, man. That's all it is narcissists and hypocrites.
Yeah, and that's what you feel with these poor old people because you hate to say it, but your head falls out of your ass at some point. And if they realize the truth, like, hey, we're trying to get you to sign up, vote for, and fund a party that's going to keep the borders open, that we're going to drain your Social Security and Medicare that you're saying you fucking rely on to give to them. I mean, dude, I'm sure they would have a different fucking view on it. You know what I mean? And they're not hearing Trump going, dude, I want to cut taxes on Social Security. Why the fuck are you paying taxes on money you've already been taxed on? You know what I mean?
Yep. So the problem is the only way that they get their news is from the same old 24-hour news cycles, like in CNN, MSNBC, you know, all these legacy medias that they've been watching for
Yeah.
decades, you know? Yeah. So I mean, it's they're stuck within the propaganda machine, you know? But
Hedgehog, dude.
yeah. Yeah, my hedgehog somewhere back there. But yeah, man, freaking obviously, you know, purely corrupt. Again, you just hope that if Trump gets into office, you know, he at least just exposes a lot of this shit, you know, brings it to light on a government scale, opens some investigation, stuff like that. Because I mean, of course, we could expose it all day, you know, if I can, you know, James O'Keefe could go out there and expose this stuff all day, but it's really up to whoever's in charge of the Department of Justice to actually get the ball rolling on, you know, stuff like this. But unfortunately, I mean, this stuff's been going on since, you know, before 2020, before 2022, you know, during the, you know, I'm sure this was part of the 2020 shadow campaign as well, you know. And of course, the reason that nobody's looked into it is because they're too busy investigating grandmas and grandpas at January 6th, not, you know, the fucking, you know, money laundering and shit like that. That's, you know, keeping them in power. They're not looking too deep into that. You know, they're making sure that they investigate and jail their political opponents first because they're fucking commies. You know?
They got to make sure they enforce fucking the FACE Act on pro-lifers, man.
Right.
Mhm.
Get everybody investigated fucking as domestic terrorists. You know, if you question what's going on at your kid's school.
Said people being, what do you say? People aren't being prosecuted, and those that aren't doing jail. Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Yep. I can actually just saw headline or yeah, I think it was headline freaking or actually no, I read the article. Those freaking teenagers that beat up those bunch of black kids in Las Vegas, that beat that one fucking white kid. They jumped him and shit, and the kid ended up dying. So they're not going to be tried as adults, and as long as they all agree to the plea together, they're going to get a count of voluntary manslaughter and most likely time served for murdering a kid. Fucking insane. And of course, you all know why. Because they're black.
Right. Not standing in traffic isn't either, but it's kind of some kind of action being taken. I mean, I guess you could call it that, but you know, it's destructive. It's not constructive. And I feel with us, we're still trying to save the joint, and that's why we're trying to like do like Rumble shit like that, alternative fucking economies, and you know, investing in fucking digital shit and America First companies.
Yeah. Yeah, shit, building actual community that gives a shit. You know, when the shit hits the fan, who knows what you're gonna have left. But
Yeah,
so
I feel
motherfucking
that.
what do you say?
They aren't responsible for the things they do. That's on us, dude, for sure. We pay for it all.
Yep. Yep, shit. Absolutely. But yeah, so you want to talk about fucking Arizona primaries real quick?
Sure.
All right, so of course Kerry Lake won the primary, of course, against Mark Lamb and somebody else that nobody even knew who they were. So they didn't have really much of a chance. But she ended up taking the primary. She's going to be running for the Senate here in Arizona. Of course, she's going to be going against Ruben Gallego, who, of course, is a Democrat. So therefore, he ran unopposed. So he automatically got the nomination. Yeah. So, but Kerry Lake, ended up winning. We also had Juan Ciscomani. Unfortunately, the incumbent of District 6 here ended up winning as well. Of course, we were hoping for Kathleen Wynne. She was the America First candidate, but unfortunately, Juan Ciscomani has the incumbency and the Trump endorsement. which a lot of this, these endorsements and stuff, especially during this election, don't make much sense to me.
Yeah. I mean, I think at this point he's just trying to build some kind of alliance, man.
Right. Yep. Just trying to get some people at least on the same ideological agenda as everyone else. Somewhat in the way that Democrats work. Within the legislature.
Yeah, and then Mark Lamb, you're already hearing rumblings. He's going to run against Scaby Hobbs, for governor. So yeah,
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be tight. I mean, you don't know if he could do it. He couldn't beat, Kerry Lake for the Senate race, but
right. And at the same time, I mean, we have a pretty much fucking California run election system out here because, of course, why not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah, if it was
Eli Crane won.
Oh yeah, Eli Crane, of course. Yeah, of course. He was the incumbent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I was pretty sure he was going to win. Of course, this was his first term. This last time around. So yeah, definitely. He's been doing some good stuff in Congress. Definitely America First. Definitely MAGA. Definitely not afraid to get into Congress and actually stand out.
Yeah, he puts it down, man. Always posts videos talking about bills he votes on, why he voted that way, and that's pretty rare. I mean, I personally only know of Justin Amesh that does the same in the kind of detail and shit, and I like him a lot.
Yeah, it's funny. I've been getting a lot of advertisements on YouTube for fucking Eli Crane, and every time I fucking see him, I'm just like, aren't these supposed to be targeted? I'm not in your district, right?
Right.
You know that I can't vote for you. But either way, it's still good to see. Yeah.
Yeah, on the work phone, I'll be getting weird ass political texts from other states and shit.
I've been getting them all the fucking time, man. Yep, good old fucking that's election season, man. Spam and fucking yard signs everywhere.
Right.
Right, especially during monsoon season out here, fucking yard signs just litter in the streets, man.
Yeah, and I've learned when you get those texts, how it says, to text stop to fucking be unsubscribed. They do the same if you send fuck off. So
yeah. Yeah, the more you know. So Venezuela, man. That shit's fucking crazy, right?
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'll let you go, brother.
I was just gonna say Venezuela had their elections. What was it, on the 28th, 30th, something like that? Of course, the incumbent candidate, I don't know, had some shenanigans. But had their political opponent arrested, something like that, and basically just pretty similar to what they're trying to do to Trump here, and ended up winning. Of course, shit ended up going crazy, fucking violence in the streets, and now the United States government, because of course that makes all the difference in the world, has recognized the opposing party as the actual winner, right? So what's your whole take on it, man?
It was a full on. You see the voting fucking graph. It almost mimics 2020 here in America, almost to a T. And this guy had his military going around to voting areas and taking the fucking ballots. And I was seeing videos floating around X where they're like fighting with chicks inside a fucking vote, a vote counter areas. And they're trying not to let them take the boxes of ballots, but of course, the fucking military, they're coming in armed and shit. And yeah, man, it was madness, dude. And of course, Nicolas Maduro fucking named himself the winner, and the other side immediately did as well. And everyone it's pretty obvious, and it's crazy because you got all these leftists, saying it's pretty obvious who won yet. And again, it mimics 2020. I mean, not the actions with the military and shit, of course, but the graph. It's like the fucking challengers going up, 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 and then in the middle of the night, bam, Maduro passes it. Like fucking hilarious.
Right. Yeah, dude in the chat says dude was winning by 80%.
Right.
Was it another one of those situations where a pipe burst and they had to count shit overnight? And, oh, all of a sudden we found this whole batch of boxes.
No, I told you, they just sent military in to get the ballots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like fucking armed gangs and shit, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. It's probably what we're going to end up having going on here, right? What is it? CISA, fucking government entities are already saying, oh, prepare for a possible incoming cyber attack during the 2024 election. I don't know. We got some intel that says there might be a cyber attack, and in which case that might mess up our tabulation machines. Oh, but don't worry. The tabulation machines aren't connected to the internet in any way, so there's absolutely no way that they can be hacked, anything like that. But we fear a possible cyber attack just before the election, so that might mess things up. That might delay our count. Yep, the fix is in, man. It really is kind of disheartening, we already kind of knew that they're going to try some shenanigans, but they're pulling out all the fucking shenanigans. They're trying to fucking have Trump killed. They've been trying to have him jailed for the past 4 years straight, pretty much. They're doing shenanigans with donations, getting all this fucking money from who the fuck knows who, basically trying to buy them the election. And now they have the get ready, there might be a cyber attack, something like that. I might smell some bird flu mixed with monkeypox coming on the horizon too. You guys never know. Just be prepared. Anything could happen. It is election season, the full moons and shit like that, tides turning, whatnot. I don't fucking global warming. Things are changing. Whatever the fuck they come up with. It's
People didn't buy into the bird flu, man, so they had to move on to the next phase. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like I know when they were trying to push the bird flu thing, I saw about 6 people in Tucson wearing masks, and they're probably the same ones that have been wearing them since COVID.
Right. They never took them off.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh yeah, there's those people all over the place, man. All over the damn place, like out here driving around in their cars with masks and shit like that. Yeah, definitely some fucking loonies out here, man. Definitely got to reinstitute the asylums, man. Yeah, I don't know what people are thinking, man. But then again, at the same time, I mean, right now the people that should be in the asylum are running the government, so they'd probably end up just having cultural revolution and fucking those Poindexter conservatives, lock them up.
They're weird.
Right, those guys are weird, man. Lock them up. We need to I don't want to call it a concentration camp, but like a place where they can go and just think about how wrong they are. Fucking insane fucking people, man.
Yeah, I've had a bunch of cats trying that on me. The fucking weirdo. This is weird fuck behavior, shit like that, bro. Like, yep, I'm fucking weird. I know chicks can't have dicks. They're what? You know what I mean? Absolutely fucking strange out here, bro.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a chick with a dick. Don't feed into their mental illness. That's simply a man with fake tits.
Right.
Okay. Yep. Tell them that it's gonna get highly heated. They're gonna get offended. It's gonna be good times all around, man. No chicks with dicks. Men with fake tits.
On the White House lawn.
Right. On the White House lawn. Pride Month, y'all. Yep. But is Kamala Harris even black, dude?
Yeah, I guess she has been since 2020.
Right, that's the
She's been for 4
popular
years.
opinion.
Right.
She suddenly decided that she's now officially a proud black woman of color. Some say it to my face.
Right.
I can't do the camel's cackle. It's too much. Let me pull up some of these old clips right here. So Donald Trump did an interview with the National Association of Black Journalists, because segregation is cool again. And he asked the question, is Kamala even black? Of course, we as would have been expected, he didn't necessarily get a warm welcome. It wasn't necessarily a softball interview, anything like that. Donald Trump did have to stand his ground, did have to make a few sly remarks real quick. But ultimately, Kamala Harris was supposed to be there. Like that was the whole thing. That was like one of his reasons for agreeing to go, is Kamala Harris was supposed to be there too. Like, I mean, from my understanding, it was supposed to be like a town hall style type thing with a bunch of black journalists, right? But anyway, let's go ahead and watch some of these clips real quick. You got anything to say?
I think it's hilarious. I think he walked into the lion's den as usual. Didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Pretty calm, cool. And dude, I was glad to see it. You know, I don't know if he changed any minds, but you can definitely tell there's a class difference, man. I mean, the worst that they say is, "You guys had Amber Rose." The chick stood up and talked, and gave a pretty heartfelt speech, whereas these people are shaking ass and slinging insults. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, got to make sure you elect Kamala so that way you could protect your right to protect your bodies, women.
Your wax.
That's the Kamala campaign. Yep. But let's go and watch this first one real quick.
Where
Sir,
I have
if you
a
don't mind,
hostile judge.
we have you for a limited time, sir. I'd love to move on to different
No,
topics.
excuse
if
you.
we
You're the
can.
one that held me up for 35 minutes, just so you understand.
If we can move on now to the state of the race, sir, I want to get back to the campaign.
Right. So I actually saw a headline, or just before this, basically, where they said that actually it wasn't audio issues as they were trying to say it was. We were actually spending the extra time doing some additional fact checking, which basically means that they're getting some additional propaganda talking points to talk about. They're basically getting some extra pointers on how to steer the conversation in a way that's going to be politically advantageous to one old cackles Kamala Harris.
Yeah, and this is not journalism. Journalism is, in an interview, you ask a question and you sit and let people explain. You don't make a series of statements and then end it with a question mark and act like an asshole. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep. Which, speaking of which, I think this was the one of the first questions. All right. Speaking of opening it up like an asshole. I don't know if that's what you said, but now I got a bad mental image. But anyway, let's go ahead and check this one. All right. So ABC's Rachel Scott opens her interview with President Trump at the NABJ conference by calling him a racist for criticizing black politicians and journalists. Trump gives a masterful response while also mentioning how he showed up while Kamala Harris didn't.
It's not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabbit to describe black district attorneys. You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question so in such a horrible manner. First question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the black population of this country. I've done so much for the black population of this country, including employment, including opportunity zones with Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, which is one of the greatest programs ever for black workers and black entrepreneurs. I've done so much. And, and I say this, historically black colleges and universities were out of money. They were stone cold broke. And I saved them and I gave them long-term financing and nobody else was doing it. I think it's a very rude introduction. I don't know exactly why you would do something like that. And let me go a step further. I was invited here and I was told my opponent, whether it was Biden or Kamala, I was told my opponent was going to be here. It turned out my opponent isn't here. You invited me under false pretense. And then you said, you can't do it with Zoom. Well, where's Zoom? She's going to do it with Zoom, and she's not coming. And then you were half an hour late. Just so we understand, I have too much respect for you to be late. They couldn't get their equipment working or something
Mr.
was
President,
wrong.
I would love
I think
if you
it's
can
a
answer the
very
question
nasty
on your rhetoric
question.
and why you
I have
believe that
answered
black
the
voters
question.
should trust you with another
I
4
have
years.
been the best president for the black population since Abraham Lincoln. That's my answer.
Better than President
That's
Johnson,
my
who signed the
answer.
Voting Rights
And
Act.
for you to start off a question and answer period, especially when you're 35 minutes late because you couldn't get your equipment to work in such a hostile manner, I think it's a disgrace.
Sure. Yep. But yeah, I think the funny thing is too how she brings up had a white supremacist at your house. He was invited by the black guy that I invited over. He was invited over unexpectedly by the black guy that I invited to dinner. Yep, totally racist, right? Fucking hilarious.
Maybe she was talking about Kanye, dude.
Right?
Was it Tim that said he was like, he should have said, they call him Yay. Right?
Fucking yay.
Yep, good shit,
Right.
man. And
So-
you like, she says, better than Johnson that signed the Voting Act's record. Like, he's telling you he actually did something for you. That dude might have given you, the ability to vote, but so far you've wasted that vote. You know what I mean? You voted for your own destruction. Hence the reason most of the places that are predominantly black in this country are fucking shitholes. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's from decades of voting habits.
Yep. Fucking Democrats, fucking cradle to grave, fucking destroying the nuclear family, and we're starting with the black community.
Right.
And give them their rights, and then we'll just
Even-
keep promising them reparations.
Yeah, even the heroes they hold up. I mean, we've covered this, like Bill Clinton. People try to act like he was a good president. The dude signed NAFTA, that fucking destroyed jobs in this country. All the manufacturing's gone, man. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
that's what did it right there. The dude claimed an economic surplus while counting fucking Social Security revenue. That's not part of fucking government revenue, man. But obviously it is, because that's why the money's not there.
Yep. Fucking but is Kamala black though?
Right. Fuck, I don't even
Well,
know.
well, apparently Kamala, I don't give a fuck what the actual pronunciation is. If I'm racist for saying a certain way, I guess I'm racist then. But either way, Kamala, her dad is 50% Indian and 50% white Irish. Her mom is 100% Indian. Neither of her parents identify as black. What gives? She also gave interviews claiming she was Indian. Let's go ahead and check some of these out real quick. It's definitely some interesting evidence here. Oh, is that her right there?
Nope, right there in the corner. Corner with the dot in her head.
She on the left?
Yep.
that's her. Yeah, definitely not black, as a fucking Borat would say, and nobody else in this picture is, I would say. All right, it's a pretty safe bet. All right, let's go ahead.
Certainly to become the first Indian senator in U.S. history, which would be quite an accomplishment.
Knock wood.
Knock wood.
Certainly you could become the first Indian senator in U.S. history, which would be quite an accomplishment.
Knock wood.
Shut up. So again, all right. I mean, I don't know. I would figure fucking black is much
That's
more.
camel toe with a K.
Right. I'd figure, black is much more victim intersectional on the Democrat side than, an Indian woman, right? So why wouldn't she be claiming that she's a proud black woman during this time, right? When she was, going to be the first fucking Indian woman in her position, right? She, obviously, I'm pretty sure she'd be much more proud to tote, black. But the whole thing is right now, it's not politically advantageous to her. And so that's the entire reason for all this, and that's really the whole reason for the entire criticism too. Nobody cares, and as Trump even said, I'm hoping we could find the video here in a second, but as Trump even said, he doesn't care whether she's black or she's Indian. It doesn't matter. It's basically, it doesn't matter to him, but apparently it does to her. She's basically just pandering. She's pandering to a certain race because that's the Democrat voter base, and she's trying to like I say, pretend that she's this marginalized, intersectional person who's came from the streets, as she would say, out here in these streets. But the reality is she's just a fucking another wealthy silver spoon fucking Indian woman in America.
Yeah, both her parents are fucking professors, man. She grew up in Canada. The left will say, no, she didn't. She moved there when she was 12. You know what I mean? So from 12 to college, you know what I mean? She was in Canada.
Same thing.
Right. Later developmental years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then in India's like, works on a caste system, and her family's in the upper caste of that fucking, whole situation. So again, and then, she stems from people that owned a shit ton of slaves, one of the top slave traders in fucking, in Jamaica. I mean, you could just keep going on, but it's weird how it says white Irish when actually, apparently her dad says he's black Irish, which is, a real thing. They should know a chick that's black Irish.
It's even more of a thing nowadays. Seeing as the most popular name in fucking Ireland is Mohammed, so fucking Christ, man.
No, but I believe he's got like green eyes and shit, which is that's customary, man.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I've actually heard of that before back in the day. But yeah. So I don't know. I mean, it's a toss up. We'll see if it ends up working out for you. Of course, the black vote does seem to still be divided, right? I still see a lot of black people that they don't give a shit if it's a black woman. They're getting off the Democrat plantation. There's a lot of people that aren't just fuck it, I'm voting for Trump. They're just, I'm done voting for Democrats.
Yeah, go in the fucking For You page on most social media though, and you'll see a lot on the opposite end too, man. It's pretty unnerving actually. Like people just don't give two shits about anything that of substance. It's the most surface, base intellect shit, and it's then after that it's all insults and fucking stupid ass regurgitating rhetoric.
Right.
Okay, so what we're going to cook today is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you are Indian.
Yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that, but I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like our thing we're so excited about to have you running for
This
president.
is so racist. I can't believe that she's not recognizing her blackness right now. It's fucking racism.
So we're both Indian,
Yes.
but actually we're both South Indian.
Yes. You look like the entire one half of my family.
Okay, thank you.
You do.
I've been telling people
You
we're
do.
related already,
Yeah.
so this is perfect. It's basically true. And so were you raised eating South Indian food?
South Indian food.
Okay, so
She identifies as black. You guys can't fucking knock her for identifying as black, right?
Right.
And
And
if
this
you
is
do, it's because
this is a
just
piece
freeze
back,
on that
and
for a second.
right, this is a piece back. So you'll notice zero accent whatsoever. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep. So yeah, let me see. I probably find the video of her.
And you all helped us win in 2020, and we're going to do it again in 2024.
2024.
Yes.
2024.
So let's get right.
Is your power.
And this, of course, is her actual voice.
So please make sure your voice is heard this November and register to vote at
November.
vote.gov.
Can I get an amen?
Amen. Now on with the show.
And in reality, her actual voice, it sounds much more like this. It's really nasally. And yeah, that's even. I'm pretty sure that was even her putting on an act, trying to sound cool or something like that. Yeah, her normal voice is that one that you hear talking, at fucking awkward press briefings and shit, where she's talking.
Time.
Right. Yeah, that is Kamala's actual voice. And so there's actually something like really significant to the passage of time, and it's just so significant. Yep. Yeah, that's the actual Kamala's voice. Those are both fucking fake ass ones.
I do hope you'll
There you go.
reconsider joining me on the debate stage.
Right.
That's right, girl. Because as the saying goes, if you got something to say it to my face. I hope you reconsider meeting me on that debate stage. Can I get an amen?
Want?
No? Okay. And just like my man Quavo says, well, you gotta talk it like you walk it. Yeah, I know that's right. Damn, I didn't know y'all didn't have my back like that. Bring in Beyonce and Taylor Swift. It's time. We need all the help we can get.
That really is their plan, is just fucking celebrity. Yeah.
Yep. What are you talking about? You ever watch those vids? What vids? It's like a national sport there.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. I think this is the one. This is the one.
Some of your own supporters, including Republicans on Capitol Hill, have labeled Vice President Kamala Harris, who is the first Black and Asian American woman to serve as vice president and be on a major party ticket, as a DEI hire. Is that acceptable language to you? And will you
Joe
tell
Biden
those
labeled her as a
Republicans and
fucking
those
DEI
supporters
hire.
to stop it?
How do you define DEI? Go ahead. How do you define
Diversity, equity, inclusion.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Is that what your definition?
That is
Give me a
literally
definition
the words.
then. Would you give me a definition?
DEI.
of that?
Acronym.
Give me a definition.
Sir, I'm asking you a
Literally.
question,
No,
a
you have
very
to
direct
define
question.
it. Define
I'm being so
define
literally
it for
right
me,
now.
if you
I just
would.
defined it, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a Black woman?
Well, I can say no. I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was Black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn Black, and now she wants to be known as Black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she Black?
She has always
But you know
identified
what?
as a Black
I
woman. She went to a
respect either
historically Black
one.
college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a Black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe that
I think
she is
somebody should look into that too when you
literally
ask
watched
continue in a very hostile,
Black
nasty
person.
tone.
she became, a Black person.
All right, that's great, dude. He came out swinging good. You know what I mean? Kept his cool, didn't get nasty,
Yep.
but also fucking, lit it up.
Yep. Yeah, so you can stand your ground. Don't fuck around. And as we say in my town, you better walk it like you talk it. All right. Moving on from fucking camels. Well, I guess not. It's pretty similar, but men are boxing women in the Olympics now. And I'm sure you guys have all seen that one, right? We all knew that it was coming. The whole fucking trans rights, and lefts, and uppercuts and jabs as well. That whole movement. We knew that it was getting to this, right? South Park even made the whole fucking episode about it. Strong woman. Yeah, we're fully living it right now, right? So I don't remember the fucking names, but so I guess some sort of Middle Eastern fucking intersex tranny. I don't know I don't know the terminology, but somebody with an extra chromosome was boxing somebody with actual female chromosomes, right? In the Olympics, right? So this female with the chromosomes, the actual chromosomes, I'm sure she fought her entire fucking life to get there, right? Didn't she even dedicate the fight to her father who passed away?
Yeah.
Yeah. And turns out, nope, actually your entire family, your everything that you've worked for your entire life counts for nothing because this person got picked on when they were a kid. So, we have to uproot your entire fucking sport and way of life to accommodate for them now. Right. So this poor woman made it past the first punch. That's it. Like one boom. And then nope. Of course, she a lot of people are saying she got what she asked for.
It's in the comments too, man.
right. Of course, she immediately afterward went ahead and congratulated the thing that beat her up, but of course, the look on her face, immediately after, said a different picture. So that's most likely something from a publicist or a fucking Nike sponsor or some ridiculous rainbow fucking club sponsor that basically probably wrote that response for her. That basically, wishing them's the best and good luck in your next fight. But yeah, definitely some absolute fucking madness. I mean, the world has gone completely batshit crazy. Let's go ahead, man.
No, the comments he said is her father probably felt it. Fuck yeah, that's fucked up. But
$10 bacon down here.
But you see, it happened again today. Like there's another fighter, same situation out of Taiwan that demolished another chick. You know what I mean? And even that woman beforehand was like, I don't care if it's a dude or a chick, it's whether I win or not, or what, something to that, effect. And I guess she got demolished. Obviously, I didn't watch it, but same shit. And like you said, it's almost hard to. I mean, you feel sorry because this chick worked hard to get to the Olympics, right? That's supposed to be like the ultimate win. And she got robbed of it, obviously. But then, like you said, she cheered him on afterwards. So what the fuck is wrong with you? You're like, well, he hurt me. I couldn't go on. So I hope he goes on to beat the shit out of some other chicks. You know what I mean? And crush their dreams too. Fuck yeah. Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe she's not taking it as she got punched by a man. Maybe she's thinking of it as she got smacked in the face with reality. And she wants other women to fucking feel that experience too,
maybe
to finally realize, like, yeah, no, women are not just as physically equal to men, and it's again, it's not a sexist thing, anything like that. It's simple facts, like it's simple facts of nature, that's reality.
I'm like a huge fan of the misogyny, man.
right, yeah, of course, but not all like. Women have their sports divisions for a reason, like there's a reason that we don't all just compete as one giant fucking blob of humanity, and that's
I'll
the way
go win gold right now in the fucking bench press over there, bro.
Right, for real.
Did you see that shit when Zuby did that?
Nah.
You follow Zuby, the rapper, man, producer and shit. Dude, he's politically, super genius, bro. He's constantly posting good shit. But yeah, he did that. Registered as a woman in a weightlifting contest. Fucking broke all the records, and then I'm a man again.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Yeah, fucking in the chat it says breaking news: female boxer got hurt while boxing. That sounds like a fucking CNN headline right there, right? So I can make it right. Breaking news: female boxer got hurt while boxing. A man in a dress.
Right. Breaking news: domestic violence. Fucking earns medal.
Gold medalist for domestic violence and shit.
Right.
Right. They made it into a fucking Olympic sport.
And it was funny earlier today. I saw some old Monty Python clips, dude. People were fucking floating around, and it's a joke with fucking one of them boxing a chick and just like laying her down repeatedly. Every time she stands up, just lays her back down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not gonna have one of those fucking moments where it's just like, you know, this is my moment. I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna fight back. Like, no, you're gonna stand up and you're gonna get knocked the fuck back down. Like,
it's eyes of the tiger right now, man.
Right? You don't have the eye of the tiger. No, you just stop. Like, stop listening to that voice in your head. They're steering you the wrong way.
Right.
Yep.
That's not a voice. That's fucking brain damage, man.
Right. Fucking A, man. Dude, absolute fucking madness. I mean, of course, the bright side of this is we have examples to look back on now. You know? we got receipts to bring, you know, next time fucking they try to, the men's as women's is just as strong as, you know, it doesn't even matter. There's no difference. Like, actually, these medical records and betting odds seem to differ.
To the motherfucking moon.
All right. Absolute fucking madness. Fucking domestic violence fucking in the Olympics, man. Shit's fucking great. All right. So yeah, fucking let's talk it's a real quick touch on the 9/11 plea deal. All right. So the you know, people that supposedly, you know, orchestrated the whole 9/11 incident. I think it was, you know, they had like one person and 3 co-conspirators, something like that. All
I believe it was, I think it was 3 total. I thought it was
3 total. It could be. I don't know. Something like that. You know, they got a couple people, right? Very, very long names, so we're not gonna read them anything like that. They all have like 5 fucking names each. You know, it's ridiculous, and half of them end in fucking Mohammed. But anyway, so they I guess have been in Guantanamo Bay pretty much since its construction, seeing as it was basically constructed for them, you know. And, you know, of course, anybody else that we deem, you know, enemies of the state, you know, later on for the next, you know, couple decades or whatever. But anyway, they finally took a plea deal. And of course, it's everything within that fucking place is goddamn top secret. So we don't know what the fuck the plea deal was about. We don't know what they plead to. We don't know anything. But what we do know is Lloyd Austin fucking stepped in, said, stand aside. I'm taking charge here, striking that plea down. And we don't know why. Because we don't know shit. It's the government, you know. But you know anything beyond that?
I did. I mean, you want to think that it was leaked, right? A lot of shit's been leaking out of the Biden government. People are jumping ship. Even like high up Biden fucking, you know, administrators are moving over to camel toes. And who knows, man? You know, there could be leaking shit trying to get Camel in there as the incumbent before the election. You know, we got, you know, the more outcry, what have you. And I know that was pissing a lot of people off. I saw that, you know, going mad on fucking the inner zones all across. And, you know, other than what you just spouted is all we really know, dude. I mean, it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to let you know whether it was to avoid the death sentence, whether they were already going to get the death sentence. I mean, you don't even really know shit, dude. You
Right.
know, it's all fucking rumors and hearsay. And then, you know, Lloyd Austin come out to play the cleaner, you know. But if anything, this is one of the best things that's happened with the Biden admin is Lloyd Austin coming in and saying, hell no. That's one of the best things I've seen come out of this fucking admin right there.
Yep. Yeah, faking. Of course, you know, Lloyd Austin was just coming back off of disappearing for a little while without letting anybody know. But of course, you know, he's having his treatments, right? Yeah, cancer treatments, right?
Right. Prostate cancer, terrible.
Yeah.
Fucked up
Yeah.
shit. You don't want that for anybody.
Yep. So yeah, you know, that was like I said, yeah, as you said, you know, one of the best things to come out of the Biden administration, you know, thus far. But yeah, really, like I said, we don't got much information about any of it. All we know is what happened, you know, within the I guess decisions. You know, we don't know what the decisions were about. Don't know what the crimes were. Don't know what the charges were. Don't know what the pleas were. Don't know what any of it was. All we know is that it's nothing actually now because they were all shut down, and we're not going to know what they were. So that's the 9/11 plea deal, right?
And then immediate fucking, you know, It's like you heard that shit, right? They're gonna free these cats, or at least lessen charges, what have you, plea deals, and then they announce, okay, we're gonna get these Russian hostages back and whatnot, and then fucking Lloyd Austin turns around and fucking revoked. They're trying to save face, bro. It's pretty obvious, man. In the closing months,
right? And at the same time, do we know what we traded Russia for the prisoners?
no, but they're just saying it involved multiple countries, and of course, it was all Biden's great negotiation skills, man.
I'm sure he talked Putin right out of it.
Right.
Of course,
I mean, you've seen that clip, right?
Which one?
With him and Camel Toes, and they're asking him about the fucking swap, and he's saying that about working with several countries, and several come through at the end, and it was like clutch shit, and Camel Toes like comes up lurking on his back, dog, and you could see his body language change, and he steps forward and shit, like what the fuck, you know what I mean? And then he's speaking, and then all of a sudden she just steps forward and starts talking and shit, dude. And then it's like they let her make an ass of herself, and they move the fucking mic back to Biden, and he starts talking again and shit. You know what I mean?
Fucking weird.
It was, yeah, it was really strange, dude.
And they say we're weird. Yeah, no, I didn't see that one. But yeah, definitely, it was a very
did the passage of time shit. She literally almost said significance of time. Like she was like the significance of diplomacy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, I think I heard that one, but I didn't see the clip though. But yeah, it's good. So like in diplomacy is very good, or I think it's something about knowledge of diplomacy is very good to have knowledge of diplomacy to be knowledgeable when doing diplomacy.
Right.
something stupid like that. Like,
yeah, just redundant fucking slop, dude. And
right,
it says we sent
circles.
Brittany Griner back. Fuck, I wish, dude.
Right.
Take that off in a second, man.
All right, shit. I doubt Russia would take that deal. Yeah, fuck them.
All right,
We got
why
rid
would
of it
they?
for a reason. The fuck do we want with the giant fucking 7 foot tall fucking tranny? All right. So fucking more unfolding in the Donald Trump assassination attempt, which you can no longer Google because, of course, it's 2024. It's the election season. Why would they allow you to Google something as they don't want you to see anything violent. Why would they let you Google something like the Trump assassination attempt? That's political violence. We're trying to avoid that, so we're going to report, and we're not going to allow you to search that. Definitely not. But it's not election interference.
Meta took the filter off. You can post the shit now. But if you use
yeah?
their AI, if you ask about it in their AI, it tells you it never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And that's really just, I mean, shit, that could even just be predictive text scanning the fucking internet. That doesn't even have to be pre-programmed, because if you look at all the news headlines and shit, just as I thought it would, they're trying to fucking sweep it under the rug. They're trying to say that it never happened. They're trying to say that, oh, he didn't actually get shot. They're trying to say, all this and that, bullshit. and of course, if you're just a regular fucking random piece of intelligence just searching the internet, your inclination might be that no, it never actually happened. It was all just a hoax. And that's the way that the legacy media is kind of reporting about it. But unfortunately, more and more keeps coming to light every single day, right? I mean, from the looks of it, from the testimony from Kim Cheeto, from Ron Rowe, right? Fucking Retro, right? Nobody, it's becoming more and more clear every day that this was not an accident. This was not just a, oh, somebody just happened to look the other way for a second. No, this is like 10 fucking people just happened to look the other way for about in a couple of fucking hours. Like this is ridiculous. This is definitely not an accident. This was orchestrated, and Ron Rowe has basically come out and he's taken. He said that the Secret Service now takes full responsibility, because, of course, we remember that they were trying to blame the local law enforcement for not protecting the president, because of course that's their job, not the Secret Service. The Secret Service, that's protecting the president. That's not within their purview of their authority. So yeah, so they've officially come out and taken full responsibility for this horrible accident. I don't know how this could have happened. And apparently now Ron Rowe is apparently perjuring himself in front of Congress. All right, so he's basically come out and said that no, resources were definitely not cut in the terms of what was it, fucking pre-op surveillance or counter surveillance.
Yeah, he's saying he had the exact same detail as fucking Joe Biden's.
Right. But unfortunately, a whistleblower has come out and given information to one Josh Hawley that says otherwise. Actually says the exact opposite. Actually says directly that Ron Rowe was the one that took them off of the detail. Right? So it's not looking good, man. What's give us your update, man, because there's been so much going on this entire past 3-4 fucking weeks, but we still don't have an official narrative from the government. So really, it's anybody's conspiracy theory, man. What are the pieces that you've put together this week?
Well, one, the newest video that dropped, I'm sure you've seen it. It's actually from the cell phone of one of the people that was shot. And you can plainly see that dude up there running around the roof and shit like that, where they could have taken the shot, a multitude of times. And then I don't know if you've seen on Valuetainment, but Patrick Beck David had on a sniper, like, this is like master sniper type of dude, like, up in your top 5 or so, right? And he was actually analyzing the video, and he says that there's two different distinct gunfires, not just the return fire, but 2 distinct different gunfires during the fire at Trump. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And of course, they're saying there's just one, and this is the whole grassy knoll. We'll get crazy in the conspiracies, but this is just the word of a sniper. I have no idea. You know what I mean? I'm not an expert, in that way. I'm not claiming to be anything, right? But I mean, he went on in great detail. He was even naming, like, this is 5.56, this is 3.56. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was putting it out.
And this is that video you're talking about, I believe.
Yep.
Go ahead and check it out real quick.
Should we bring him up for a couple of minutes? The world will see a vibrant Republican.
Yep, wild shit, man.
Right. Yep. Again, we don't know. Probably won't for about another 20 fucking years. Yeah. Probably won't actually know what actually happened.
And then that right there, I mean, they were theorizing that that's actually like more of a glitch, like a pixel glitch or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Well, and then at the same time too, it could be, I mean, there's this big tree in the background. It could just be leaves, kind of rustling in the background where you'd only see, a light and dark kind of flicker, from that. So, I mean, it could be that too, but, in the meantime, it's anybody's conspiracy theory, and the legacy media is going to pretend like it never happened. And there's actually nothing to see here at all. Right. And of course, the whole reason for that is because he looks so fucking cool, man. Like, he gets up, fight. Dude, he was supposed to be fucking dead. Like, he was supposed to be one eyeball popping out of his head and everybody screaming. And like, that's the reason that they're trying to cover this up. That's the reason they're trying to sweep everything under the rug. At least the media and shit like that. The reason that a lot of the establishment people are trying to fucking sweep it under the rug and shit like that is because they fucking ordered it. It's because they fucking orchestrated it. They ordered it. They fucking had the Secret Service stand down. I mean, there's so many different videos of just, police surrounding this fucking kid at all times throughout the entire fucking time that he's walking around. We still don't know. We still don't have an official story of how he got a fucking AR-15 up onto the roof, without anybody seeing him, how he got it onto the premises. We still don't know any of this at all. And we've even had, them try to lie and say, oh, well, perhaps he brought it in a backpack. Perhaps it had one of those folding stocks, like, which of course would shorten it by about 6 inches. So it'd still be a sticking out of the top of a fucking backpack that wouldn't actually do anything. And then we don't have anything, like really anything. The one thing that we do know that we have is bullshit. That's it. We know we have a ton of bullshit. We know we have a bunch of people blowing smoke up our asses, trying to pretend that, we don't know. We're doing our darndest to investigate it. We're gonna get to the bottom of this and find out exactly what happened. Like, no, you're fucking not, dude. Like, if you really wanted to, you could figure it out within a week. You can pull some CSI Miami type shit, get that shit done.
Yeah, and then like in the comments, he says failure on display was cover up. I don't even think it was failure. I believe it was 100% malicious. And these fools turned down an offer for drones from the SWAT team there. They were like, "Yo, you can use our drones and shit." They were like, "No, we're good." They didn't want full coverage, man.
Right. It's January 6th all over again. Yeah. It's like, no, we're not going to need no National Guard, anything like that. Right.
Supposedly he didn't have a ladder. Like the testimony from fucking the head of the Secret Service is that each, used the air conditioning and piping and shit, drain pipes and whatnot.
Right.
Condensation pipes.
Yeah. And it would make, sense that, especially with the body cam video that came out, that basically that, they had a collapsible ladder in the trunk somewhere, and they just kind of stacked it up to get up there and get the body, because they just sniped a guy on top of a roof that just tried to assassinate the president. So yeah, they put up a ladder pretty quick to get up there. So again, that seems to be the official narrative, but again, we don't have an official narrative on any of it. There's no official.
Even what he came, like his mode to get there is in dispute. Like you hear like on the leaked audio from the Secret Service where they're like, now there's a bike sitting outside. I believe he came in on it, yada yada. And you heard some other people repeat that, but then you had some residents. I guess there's a residential area right there, and they had some shit partitioned off. And the one guy said he saw that guy roll up and park right in front of his house. You know what I'm saying? And he noticed it because they were trying to prevent people from parking there. So it was like
Yeah. And they still don't know nothing about the dude's dad, who apparently gave him the gun to go to the range, right? Definitely, he knew nothing about it whatsoever, right? There's so many fucking holes in this, and a lot of them are probably never going to be filled until, I don't know, the nation collapses and we raid the fucking archives or some shit like that,
Yeah, and they didn't succeed. It's fucking in what they wanted equals failure. Yeah, I mean, I agree with. I guess think of it that way. I definitely didn't read it that way, but
right. Yep. Yeah. Fucking. Yep. Like I said, the plan was basically to eliminate Trump, but I think that still might be the plan. I don't think that they're going to stop. I don't think that was. Dang it, man, we missed. Well, I guess 4 more years of Trump isn't going to be that bad. That's not a thought that's going through their mind at all. Like they're, in their mind, that's the end of the world. Because really, at that point, the jig is up. He's going to get in there. He's going to break all the toys. He's going to let everybody know what we're doing. There's a, really Trump is, the majority of the reason that such a huge percentage of the nation is actually looking into what the government's doing, Alex Jones style and everything, And so, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they're afraid of. I don't think there's any plan in their mind of just sucking it up and dealing with it. This is life or death to them.
I mean, in a way, but then like we said, we talked about before how they're like, putting in fucking ways to make it harder to fire bureaucrats and shit like that, like almost trying to ready themselves because they know it's coming, man. You know what I'm saying? And in the comments there, Wire Media always gives us conflicting versions of events. It's like I said before, hybrid of fucking the Smith Modernization Act and Operation Mockingbird, man.
because it's like propaganda. That's right. It's like intentional, man.
Yeah, this guy knows, dude. This guy will send you some crazy shit. I've seen him earlier posting links. I'm sure it's something wild, man.
Yep. Yeah. Follow me on the old X platform. Links in the description below. Archived, of
I
course.
sent it to him before the show.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, if they can, I don't know what's up with X. I stopped paying for the premium, so I don't know if we're allowed, if we even stream on there anymore. So yeah, right now we're just on YouTube's and the Crumble. But yeah, dude. So much fucking bullshit going on with the assassination attempt, the election, and everything going on. And now to put the cherry on top, we're gonna be wrapping up with this one tonight. We've been warning you guys for quite some time now that the American dollar is on its way out. All right, a lot of the faith that other nations had in the American central banking system and the American dollar as a basically the world reserve currency, that faith is collapsing. Like, if not even shaking, that faith is outright collapsing, right? And a lot of the chickens are coming home to roost now, and looks like we're staring down the barrel of a recession, right? So again, I don't know the exact figures, but they're saying that it was the biggest drop in the stock market since the COVID lockdown dip that the stock market went through, which of course we all remember because that was just a few years ago. It's reminiscent of the what is it, the .com era,
rush, 2008 crash,
right? or all these other fucking crashes that have gone on before. So yeah, it's again, things are getting rough out there. They're trying to I don't know, I've read a few different possibilities of what they're trying to say, that it could be. They're trying to say that it's everything from the AI craze that's basically been over evaluated, and people just kind of put a lot of money into it that's not coming to fruition, so things are just kind of sinking. I've heard it's also has to do with geopolitical tensions, things like that. I've heard it has to do with people with people losing faith in the American dollar. I've heard it has to do with like supply chain shit like that. Basically so many different angles, but ultimately all of it spells bad for the United States. I've also heard that it has to do with the people speculating on the Donald Trump based, essentially trade wars, that he's talking about with, the 100% tariffs on imported goods from, the majority of countries outside of the United States. It's essentially, it's from massive fucking inflation. It's from having high interest rates to try and combat that inflation. And basically now we're getting to a point where unless they start lowering those interest rates, and basically people are able to start lending and stuff, things are getting to a standstill, right? And it seems like we're starting to dip now into that recession area, and the market, of course, is acting in kind. I don't know, what's your whole take on everything, man?
Well, supposedly the 5 factors, the predictors are, have already been met. You know what I mean? As far as recession's concerned, the dollar's definitely dying. You got, Saudi Arabia not renewing for the petrodollar deal, which immediately, sinks it. Plus the BRICS nations, it's just about over as far as, the national trade currency. Then obviously that makes it basically worthless fucking paper. Hence the reason that you even have Trump out here. Like, I'm going to invest, billions of dollars into Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? And other countries doing the same thing. You almost feel bad for recent countries that came up from third world status that tied themselves to the American dollar, because they're going to feel it even fucking worse than us. But, we've, again, like you just said, we spoke on it previously many times, like others. And, this has been predicted for a while. Every bubble burst, it's been like a sugar-coated descent. And it happens, slowly at first, and then all of a sudden. And it seems like it may be going that way. It could be something that, could be recoverable. It might not happen tomorrow. It could happen 3 years from now. But, signs are pretty much there. And just like in the comments and saying, car manufacturers, nothing. It's not being built here. And that's exactly what I was saying earlier. People hold up fucking Bill Clinton like a hero. That's the dude that did this to you. You might not realize that, but he signed NAFTA, and that moved all our manufacturing the fuck out. And
Yep.
like it's the price of cheap when you rely on other countries. And then you hear about Trump. They always put in the COVID numbers. Trump added this much to the debt. Biden's added fucking 7 trillion, running with his own predictions another 2 million for year or 2 trillion and for years to come, just off of his fucking goddamn policies.
Right.
You know,
Not to mention that this is during a rebuilding fucking, period where things are supposed to be fucking booming. People are supposed to be getting jobs back, money's supposed to be flowing, things are supposed to be getting, back. Basically it's been 4 fucking years, since the whole COVID thing, right? Things are, supposed to be rebounding at this point. But really, unless you were steering the ship properly, it's not going to rebound correctly, and so basically that's why we're now getting to the point of recession.
Yeah, that's what he says in the comment. If it's not planned, it's been manipulated. Exactly. And that's the reason, that's the reason for the blowout. Like these fools are shoving their pockets, investing in gold and shit themselves. Look at old Bob Menendez that just left the fucking goddamn Senate, right? I mean, caught for gold bar Bob, man. I mean,
Right.
I mean that's what's happening. I mean, we make fun of this cat because he's a corrupt piece of shit, but he knows more than we do as far as that's concerned. He sees the writing on the wall before we would, being in the legislature.
Right.
And fuck, it's pretty rough outlook as far as the dollar's concerned, man. They need to swing
Right.
shit around, and I know people hate the whole 100% tariffs. That's going to make me pay more. That's you don't buy China goods,
Right.
and bring manufacturing home. I mean, that's what it's about.
That's a
Try to
lot of
bring those American companies back.
that's a lot of what the articles and stuff that I was reading basically were trying to say that it's about. Right? They're trying to say like, oh, it's because Trump's threatening 100% tariffs on foreign goods and foreign manufacturing and stuff like that. But ultimately, that's not going to fuck us. That's going to fuck you guys. Like, ultimately, you guys aren't going to be getting to be able to get those American dollars no more.
Yeah, I'd say right here in this comments, dude, IBM didn't have to. They chose to fucking participate. But I mean, that's naive though. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they hear Americans want to be paid, costs are higher, shit like that. And the point of running a company obviously is to make profit. So if all of a sudden they open a window where you can pay these people slave labor and buy materials for pennies on the fucking dollar, I mean, any wise businessman is probably going to take that up. If you're running your business purely on morals, sure, but that's pretty rare.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. So I mean, basically, what these high tariffs is going to do, basically, with Trump in office, it's basically going to increase domestic production. Right. The problem that we have going on is people are losing jobs. Right. Factories are shutting down, laying people off, and stuff like that. So basically, the whole reason for that is because it's cheaper to outsource your production. So basically, you increase tariffs on foreign goods. Yeah, of course, it would be cheaper. I mean, it would the cost would just roll down to the consumer, which would ultimately make those products undesirable, therefore making American products, domestically made products, more desirable. And as long as we have Trump in there to go ahead and deregulate manufacturing here in America, to basically take a lot of these hyper environmental regulations and all this other bullshit, off.
Tax rate, all that good
Right.
stuff.
Get rid of all this fucking shit. You don't even need fire alarms in those bitches. Fuck that. Yeah. Yeah. But basically deregulate a lot of the stuff and bring manufacturing back home. Boom. There you go. We got jobs. We got fucking American manufacturing. We got, production, right? We have basically a domestic fucking autonomy. We don't fucking need to be trading with the rest of the damn world. Shit. If anything, we'll fucking trade raw materials with them, and we'll manufacture shit here if we need to, But ultimately, America is such a huge fucking place. Especially if you count fucking the entire Americas, we're essentially an entire half of the hemisphere, and we're essentially an entire hemisphere of the world. We got what we need, if I can kick China out of those fucking mineral mines down there in fucking South America and shit, get them the fuck gone, take over that shit, we'll be all right, But yeah, of course that last part was wishful thinking, but
Right. In the comments, man, he said maybe we can get telemarketer jobs on our way down, waving to India on their way up. That's hilarious, right? But then I want to touch on that when he says all these companies we bailed out getting record profits, right? When they're going to pay back in. That's the banks that really fucked you. I mean, most of the companies had to pay that shit back. Some of them, obviously, I'm sure didn't weaseled their way out, yada yada, right? But there's good examples like Ford paid that money back before it was due, and actually took less than was offered. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there is some, some decent shit out of it, I guess. But yeah, I feel you. I mean, why would you make the people bail out? The structure.
Right.
It's supposed to be vice versa, man. Like we paid for that shit already.
Yep. Shit. And the Fed. Yeah. But yeah, and then of course, with the new generations not wanting to work, I mean, of course, it's not going to be much of a choice. You're not going to have much of a fucking choice. It's we really need to get rid of a lot of these, cradle to the grave, these social safety nets and shit like that. And of course, I understand.
That would even help with immigration, man.
Right. Shit, that definitely cut back on immigration.
Right.
If you didn't have the fucking gimme dats in place. But ultimately, I mean, yeah, if I can, there are people that come on hard times and shit like that, but there are other ways to get help other than devaluing our fucking currency. Go to a fucking church, dude. Go to a fucking homeless shelter. Go to any of these other fucking places that only require you to not get in fights with the staff and don't fucking smoke crack in the bathrooms or the dorms. That's those are the only two fucking real requirements of the place. You better go to those places, or you could go fucking die in a ditch. Like those really are the only two options. Really a lot of this cradle to the grave coddling and shit, that all the entitlements that we have in America, that's what's going to destroy this nation before anything, right? Before fucking any sort of foreign invaders, before anything. It's going to be fucking ideological subversion, basically destroying our youth into not wanting to work. So essentially, we need to get to sink or swim, motherfuckers. Like, start fucking kicking. Like,
yeah, back to Mercas, man. Self-reliability and accountability. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And
build fucking communities.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And he's saying on here about restaurants begging for jobs, or begging to fill jobs. Restaurant jobs suck unless you're, has some kind of creative fucking control and are making some good money. And you can't afford to pay everyone good money at a restaurant. Otherwise, you're going to pay $30 fucking for a hamburger. You know what I mean? So that is a conundrum. Right. And so for most of those lower caste jobs, it takes fucking smacking kids around. I mean, like you said, take out the Marxism and the fucking phones, and I'm sure you'll see an instant change. And I know you hear stories all the time, like kids get punished and they get their phone taken away, and it's like they discovered the planet. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I had to sit down and read one of those books.
That sounds misogynist, dude. Like I said, dude, I love the patriarchies, bro.
All right. Yep. Yeah. Women should be staying home, cleaning, taking care of the kids. Men should be out there working, competing with one another, fighting, working together, building shit.
Working. I mean, there's plenty of jobs that women still predominantly get, even though they have, a wide range of options. I mean, a lot of times more so than, men, as far as that's concerned, especially white men's, right? But, they still predominantly fill the same roles: teachers, nurses, receptionists, secretaries, human resources, social workers, shit like that, man.
You're really killing the misogyny in here, bro.
Fuck, you're
right. We had a fucking whole misogyny thing going. Fucking doctors.
But you're even saying that though, and fucking chicks are still saying that that's misogynistic, man.
Right, right. It doesn't matter what the fuck you say. You could say you have a beautiful face, and it's misogynist. Like, you could say, have a great day, man. Like, really? Misogyny.
You don't like the night?
Right. Yep. All of a sudden, because men decided that days were great, all great. Yeah, it doesn't matter what the fuck you say. These people are completely brain dead.
Being on time is racist, bro. It's
right.
Like boxing. Fuck yeah.
It's white supremacy.
Now, there's good chick fighters, man. I mean, you remember the heyday of Ronda Rousey, man. She was laying bitches out.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know.
For equal bricklaying, dude. Right. I feel that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'm down with the patriarchy. There's things that we do that they don't. Like most women
Right.
won't work 60 hours a week. Most women won't stand in the sun all day.
Yeah.
So on and so forth, man.
Right. There's there's things that I won't do. I won't fucking change an old man's diaper. I won't have somebody fucking fling pudding at me and call me names. Like women, they can handle that stuff though.
Yeah. They keep
Yep.
it calm. That's actually fucking a strength, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
To be able to just deal with that kind of shit and realize like it's not their fault or whatever without flipping the fuck out. Because I
Right.
don't think I'd be able to deal with that in the least.
Absolutely not, man. Yep, definitely not, man. Yeah.
Be that dude on those videos, dude. The fucking orderlies at the fucking old folk home and shit.
Right.
Fucking playing shit on me, man.
Fuck.
No, I'm joking. I
Is
wouldn't
that-
do that, but
is
I
that
just wouldn't
shit?
take the job. Right. There's shit everywhere.
Yeah, fuck that, man. Right. Stop preventing women from laying bricks or fixing roofs.
Right. If they want to do it, dude, we'll let them try it once, man. It's whether you
Right.
can hang. I mean, sometimes they'll surprise you. At the place that we're employed at, we have a chick that just recently came into the field, and apparently she's out there doing it, and it's a fucking pretty labor-intensive position. So,
Right.
fuck, I mean, there is exceptions, man. I know
Yeah.
that's, I'm killing the vibe again, but
At the same time, I mean, she still wants to smash the patriarchy, and she still wishes she'll see an end to capitalism one day. So,
right,
there's that.
right. That's what it is.
Right.
Are you trying to be your brother right now, man? You fuck.
Right. Yeah. But let's see what else we got. I think that was about it, man. Fucking economy's crashing. Fucking Middle East on fire. China's probably gonna invade Taiwan. Fucking shit's hitting the fan.
Yeah, Venezuela fucking going down in flames, dude. Maduro's gonna start murdering any moment.
Right. But anyway, you guys have a nice weekend.
Right. Yep, it's my
Right.
anniversary, yo.
Yeah, man. Freaking
I'll have a good weekend, man.
right. Yeah. Congratulations, man. I hope you guys have a good one, man. Hope you guys have
yeah.
some good shit planned.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, you got anything you want to throw in before we wrap up, get out of here?
Yeah, anyone that fucking sees this video ever, you go over and check out the Dilly Meme Team's fucking latest Dukes of Hazzard fucking video that has the left melting down, man. It's fucking great.
Yeah. Oh, real quick. White dudes for Kamala.
Right.
White women
And
for
white
Kamala.
women. Right.
Right.
And then the Black Journalist Convention and fucking,
Right.
we have the Black Caucus, dude. We have the United Negro College Fund. All this shit would be considered racist if you put white in it anywhere.
Right.
Anyhow. Yeah, dude. And segregation is the name of the game with these people, man. They've always been the racisms. We've tried to tell you, at least on this channel, but like almost 2 years now or some shit. And yeah, it's fucking, what can you say, man?
Right. Yeah. Like an absolute madhouse. But yeah, apparently Rittenhouse wrote in Ron Paul.
Yeah, but he done flipped again, dude. Fucking, I forgot the dude's name, something Amani. He's all over fucking the Twitter zones and Instagram. And yeah, apparently he has like a personal relationship, and he's like, I'm trying to get a hold of him right now. And he's all in there, like all these comments sticking up for him. He's just an impressionable kid, man.
Right.
And then a few hours later, he posts like, well, I've had a conversation with the Trump team, and he's going to be a champion for the 2A. And this is fucking Rittenhouse saying this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've now endorsed Trump. I'm taking it back. I'm taking it all back. Now, I feel him, though. Like I said, I was a little older than him when I found Ron Paul, man, for the first time. And that guy fucking changed my way of thinking, too. I totally understand where he's coming from. If this country ever really wanted true change, they wouldn't have had a Trump presidency, or, they wouldn't even be considering it. He wouldn't have been there, because in 2016 would have been the end of fucking, Ron Paul's first term. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm sure fiscally we'd be in a completely different position. You wouldn't have food stamps. but you wouldn't have fucking a border fucking open and, you know, your social security being plundered and so on and so forth. So there's that.
Right. Let's also keep in mind that the real reason that we're in this situation is because y'all motherfucking parents and shit didn't vote for Ross Perot back in the 90s, all right?
Yeah, it's too bad he fucking flipped out at the end there, man. But it was all real, though. I'm sure now that you see with Trump what's happened, you know,
Right.
it was probably all real.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's no doubt that's not a conspiracy anymore, man. Like I
Right.
feel for the guy, man. Fucking poor old Ross Perot, man. Like, he's
Right, but at
he was
that
the
time,
pioneer.
but at that time, it was a pretty closed media, and you know, you didn't have the inner zones, and he started coming off like, you know, they're following me and they're watching me, you know what I mean? And people were like, oh fuck, dude, he lost his shit real quick, dude. You know what I mean?
Right. That was the plan all along, man. Freaking just freak him out a little. He'll go out and make an ass of himself.
I hate seeing that, dude. I don't care if you're right, dude, because that's feelings,
Right.
bro. Ron's a
Right.
good dude, but this country won't support him. But if you remember, man, he was breaking fucking attendance records in 2011, bro. I mean,
Mhm.
they just weren't showing you that on the fucking news. And obviously, I know me and this dude were homies then, so you should fucking remember because I was posting that shit all the goddamn time. And you know, breaking attendance records, dude. They just weren't showing it. It was just like fucking Trump. You know, the overflow outside was thousands of people, and like he's running fucking second in polls, like in Iowa, and they would skip over him. They'd be like, Romney's first and Michelle Bachmann's third. You know what I mean? And even Jon Stewart, leftist, was like, behind who? Behind who? You know what I mean? Like they wouldn't even say his fucking name. So
Yeah. I don't know. The only reason I don't think is just because, you know, Ron's old now. I think, you know, Rand Paul
he's
has a
way
good
too old
chance,
now.
but yeah,
I don't even think
Ron.
Rand does. I don't think Rand's as much as I like the guy. I don't think he's got a shot in hell, man. It's, you know,
Yeah.
it's a different atmosphere these days, and he's too laid back and like kind of almost soft spoken, and you know,
Right.
he likes to get when he gets cocky, he almost seems prissy, and I just don't think that's gonna happen, dude.
Right. I don't think you walk through the fucking, you know, North Korean DMZ like that, you know? Like, I think
I
you
mean, you
walk
never
through with
know.
that kind of swagger.
You never know
Yeah.
now, dude. He's fucking battle hardened, man. He was fucking,
Right.
you know what I mean, ducking rounds at the fucking congressional baseball game, and he got his ribs broke by his neighbor, dog. You know what I mean? He's fucking battle hardened Viking now, dog.
Right. Fucking carved out of wood now, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all right, man. Well, we appreciate you guys stopping by. Don't forget to like this video, share this video out with your friends. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Follow us on social media. All the links are available in the description below. Follow this guy's channels, links as well, available in the description below. Yeah. Appreciate you guys stopping by. And as always, we'll be back here next week. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and bug off.
See you later.